Water. From possibly colonizing another planet, to powering our homes, to ensuring our crops can grow, water is a basic building block that makes all life possible. Now, as a farmer here in north central Kansas, who's also an advocate for more regenerative agricultural practices, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what sort of conservation practice you put in place. If it never rains, you're never going to grow anything. And if you don't know what you're doing with the moisture you've got, you're not making an informed decision on how to caretake your crops. This is why when GroGuru reached out to me last year, I jumped at the chance to get to work with a premier company that specializes in some of the best continuous root zone moisture monitoring systems out there. So, continuous root zone moisture monitoring system. Man, that sounds like a bit of a mouthful. Let's break it down in simpler terms, okay? Continuous, 365, 24/7. You put this moisture probe in, and it's there and will be there for the next 5 years. You don't remove it, take it out, or anything like that. The only thing you take out is that cellular receiver when you're trying to come through here and harvest or grazing cows or something like that. Root zone, or the area in which the plant's roots are operating, pulling moisture and nutrients from the soil. Having information from that lets you know how much moisture is available in the soil, how deep your roots are going, whether or not they're actually getting down to a depth where they can get to more moisture, more nutrients deeper into the soil. Could speak to some possible planting issues or even a hard pan that you may need to address in that field. And last but certainly not least, moisture monitoring. From 6 inches down to 42 inches, GroGuru's moisture sensor measures your field's subsoil moisture content, actively tracks water infiltration from weather events, provides you with data about how much rain each field receives after those weather events, and constantly tracks the moisture your plants are using throughout the growing season. In addition to the hard work physically that farming has always been, 21st century farming is also an information-based industry. We have to have the best data possible to make better informed decisions, especially with rising input costs and shrinking profit margins. Today, I'm going to peel back the curtain and show you guys the data that I have been getting from my moisture sensors here at my lease field where I have winter wheat planted. This wheat field was fertilized a little while back, so it is actively growing. We're going to take a look at the root zone, see what sort of activity we're seeing there. We're going to track the subsoil moisture. We've been in a drought for the last 3 years. That information is very important going into this growing season. And last but not least, we'll take a look at different weather events we've had in the past and show how it measures rain infiltration and how much rain we got out here in our lee field. So as much as I'm enjoying the fresh air and the sunshine and the nice weather, let's go back to the office. Here we are back in the office. Let's hop on the computer and take a look at the data. And yes, it is the next day. I kind of got caught up with a few things the other day. It's calving season. Stuff happens. On to the data. So here we are now at the GroGuru dashboard. What I very much like about this is that if you're not wanting to take a deep dive into all of the charts and graphs and the myriad of data that these things collect, this is a great, almost just like post-it note summation of everything that these moisture sensors are picking up in the field. Lees East shows me readily available water, RAW, and also shows me the deficit that we're going into right now. The Lees West, that's showing me a fair bit more of a deficit. That's a little worrisome. And then you just click them, open them up here, and it shows you all 6 zones and gives you just a quick overview of what all of those zones are detecting in the field. Now, if you have more than 2 probes, you can do this with all your different ones. It's got satellite maps, so you can see exactly where they are in the field. And you could basically just do a quick run through of every single field, get a general idea of how everything is doing without getting inundated in all the extra data. However, I'm a bit of a nerd. So let's get into that extra data. Since we were looking at Lees East, let's take our deep dive into that. We'll click that little green button there. And here we are, all the data. So now with this chart here, what we're looking at is all of our different sensor zones. Zone 1, the 6-inch zone, is in blue, and green, red, you get the picture. Now we're seeing how much moisture is being used or lost versus how much we gain back from different wetting events. And now, well, right here, you can see the wheat is starting to really get growing as our moisture levels are starting to dip, not just in the upper 6 inches, but you'll notice even in the 10-inch zone, they are now starting to dip. And even all the way down to 18 inches, we're seeing just a little bit of moisture loss there. So those roots are really going deep, and they're starting to pull from multiple layers in the soil. But with this, we're just scratching the surface right now. Another thing I really like about all this is you can look at pure raw data. You can look at different types of moving averages. You can customize the time period in which you're looking at all this graph. Right now, we're running a custom time period. We really started getting some noticeable moisture the first part of February, so I'm running February 1st to today for the time brackets on this graph. And then the data type right now, I'm just looking at raw data, but you can also look at moving averages of moving average 5 days, moving average of 10 days, moving average of 20 days. It's whatever kind of data that you're really wanting to look at, you can see here. Now that we have a basic understanding of this graph, there's a bunch more different options, but if I went into every single one of them right now, we'd be here for another 3 to 5 weeks. So right now, let's get to the rainfall. That's what I really want to look at. And spoiler alert, it's not great. It's been a fairly dry winter, and we are going into spring a little drier than what I'd care to see. Now, we did get a nice little rainfall event here on February 12th. You can see we've got a little bit of bumps down here. Not great in terms of, bringing in lasting subsoil moisture. We're looking at rainfall here in this time bracket that I've got. We're looking at about 0.46 inches worth of rainfall. So we'll go down. See, that was February 12th, and it's showing got about 1700s. Doesn't inspire a lot of confidence for this growing season, but that is not much we can do about that, seeing as how we're a rain-fed field. Now, you can look at all sorts of different information down here as well. You got water percolation, and if you're an irrigator, which we are not, you can have your irrigation stuff on here as well. That way you can track your applied irrigation. Now, there's one thing here I do kind of want to point out. You'll see on this blue line, that'd be the 6-inch deep zone, that even after we got some of that rain, you'll notice a significant drop in moisture content in those top 6 inches. Well, right here around February 22nd was when we got bitter cold. It was -30, -40 wind chill, not a lot of cover on the ground, so the ground froze really hard. Froze hard enough that in some areas the ground was cracking open. So my best guess on this, I am by no means an expert here, is that it got so cold that the moisture sensor thought that it was getting dry because it couldn't sense any moisture because it was all frozen. So this little bit of data that I showed you, even that can seem a little bit overwhelming. So let me just break it down kind of broad strokes, what I'm seeing in the data as it pertains to this year's winter wheat crop on leaves. What I'm seeing is I've got some really good root structure because we're pulling moisture not just from the top 6 inches, the top 10 inches. We are starting to see a little bit of moisture use from that 18-inch layer. That's a good sign. That means the wheat is healthy, it's growing. There's no hard pan stopping it from getting deeper down and pulling from that extra little bit of subsoil moisture deeper into the soil. That's the good part. Now for the not as good part. Let's take a look at the summary. get rid of the predicted for now. Now, over the last month, yeah, moisture's been going up a little bit as the thaw has been happening. But now you can see we are starting to trend down in terms of moisture. That's a bit worrisome. Though we are okay right now, this wheat's going to need a drink. Otherwise, we're going to start taking more and more away. We are going to tap out the soil. And this is the two probes that has more moisture. The other one is showing a little bit more of a deficit than this one. So we're already seeing some downtrends on this one. The other one, I'm sure, is probably showing even more downtrends. So this wheat really could use some water, which now if we click the predicted, that's going to show some predicted rainfall coming day after tomorrow. That is hopefully coming. They're talking rain, blizzard, a couple inches of snow with some rain. I'm here for it. I don't care. I'll take the moisture however it'll get here. So this kind of gives me a little bit of hope. That'll help refill things in the soil and keep us going for a little while longer. Now, I kind of left you on a glass half empty feel there in terms of, yes, our ground does need some more moisture. However, it's also important to note that it's the middle of March. We are just starting the spring growing season. There are hopefully ample opportunities for more rain in the future. I mean, we're not cutting our winter wheat until the last part of June, so we still got our April showers that will hopefully bring, May, everything else, as far as planting fall crops, the wheat putting on heads and filling and stuff like that. We still have ample opportunity to get some more moisture for the wheat. All is not lost right now. As this growing season continues, we will keep an eye on all the data, be tracking weather events, rain infiltration into the soil, root zone activity. We'll see if those roots continue to keep going deeper and deeper into the profile. And hopefully I'll have plenty of weather events to get to show you as the season progresses and how amazing this wheat crop is going to be come June. I am so excited to get to see all of the data that this is going to keep giving me throughout the growing season. Remember, it is every 30 minutes, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So there is ample amounts of data. And this dashboard helps me condense it down into actionable data that'll help me make better decisions. While I've got you here, easiest way to help out my channel, like the video, leave a comment down in the comment section, share it with a friend, share it with an enemy even. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell icon so you don't miss another video and you can follow along throughout our growing season. Hope to see you back next time. Thanks for stopping by.